NASCAR drivers think they're road course kings. Sonoma, the Roval, Watkins Glen, they've conquered every left and right on the American calendar, and they'll tell you straight up that road racing is just another skill in the toolbox. Then they see the mountain, and the mountain does not care about your trophy cabinet. Here's the thing nobody in mainstream NASCAR media will tell you. There is one specific corner at Mount Panorama, a downhill left-hander called the Dipper, where a Cup car would be fundamentally, physically, mechanically compromised before the driver even touched the wheel. It's not about talent. It's about the machine underneath them. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why a 1,500 kilo stock car built for banked ovals turns into an absolute liability across the top of that mountain, and why even a generational talent like Shane Van Gisbergen needed years, not weeks, to truly own that place. Let's decode it. The machine problem. First, you have to understand what a NASCAR next-gen car actually is. This thing weighs about 1,540 kilograms with driver and fuel on board. It runs a naturally aspirated 5.86-liter V8, a 5-speed sequential transmission, and critically, it's built and balanced for one thing above all, turning left at 300 kilometers an hour on banking, with the walls a long, forgiving arc away from your door. Now put that car on Mount Panorama, 6.2 kilometers, 23 corners, 174 meters of elevation change from top to bottom, grades as steep as 1 in 6. And here's the part Americans genuinely don't process until they've stood there. The walls are right there, concrete, unforgiving. Bathurst is a street circuit masquerading as a road course. There is no runoff across the top of the mountain. You get it wrong at Skyline, at the Dipper, at Forest's Elbow, and you are into the wall, full stop. The Gen 3 supercar that races there, lighter, lower, with a chassis and weight distribution designed from the ground up for exactly this kind of technical, elevation-heavy assault. The NASCAR car was born for Daytona, the supercar was born for the mountain, and that difference in DNA is the whole story. But here's where it gets really dangerous. The Dipper, where physics turns against you. The Dipper is the third corner in the S's sequence, and it earned its name honestly before the safety changes. Cars would dip so hard that the inside wheels lifted clean off the deck like the corkscrew at Laguna Seca, but nastier, because at Bathurst there's a wall waiting and a drop off the edge of the world. Now think about what a heavy stock car does here. You're descending hard, under braking, with the car unloading over a crest and then compressing into the dip. A NASCAR Next Gen carries its mass high and long, that big front engine V8 layout, that tall greenhouse. When you throw 1,540 kilos into a downhill left-hander that's simultaneously trying to lift the inside of the car, you get brutal weight transfer. The nose dives, the rear goes light, and the platform pitches in a way that oval setups simply never have to deal with. That's the secret. A Cup car isn't just slower through the Dipper, it's fighting its own mass distribution. The very thing that makes it planted and stable at 300 on the banking makes it a pendulum on the mountain. Get greedy with the brake and the rear steps out with a wall a car's width away. This is why footwork matters more here than raw bravery. Heel toe versus the sequential slam. Here's a subtlety that separates the pretenders from the players. Both the Next Gen and the Gen 3 supercar run sequential gearboxes. You can bang downshifts without the old school clutch dance, but surviving Bathurst isn't about how fast you can shift. It's about how precisely you can control the car's balance while you shift. On the brakes, going downhill with the platform pitching. The old heel-toe discipline, braking with part of the foot while blipping the throttle with another, was never really about the gearbox. It was about being smooth enough to keep the car settled during weight transfer. And that instinct, that surgical throttle and brake feel, is exactly what road racing purists like the supercars guys have baked into their bones from a young age. You can't download it. You build it lap after lap, year after year, and this is the whole reason it takes years, not weeks. Welcome to the 97 Nation. Real quick, If you're the kind of fan who's sick of mainstream media ignoring the technical brilliance of supercars, sick of people acting like road racing started at Sonoma, then welcome home to the 97 Nation. Hit subscribe and join the smartest racing community on YouTube. We go deep on the stuff the big networks skip. That's the deal here. Now back up the mountain. The Kiwi kid who cracked the code. Let's talk about Shane Van Gisbergen, and let's get this right because Americans keep getting it wrong. SVG is a Kiwi, New Zealander, not Australian. The Kiwi kid who grew up racing exactly these kinds of circuits, who won at Bathurst as a supercar's weapon before he ever pointed a stock car at a road course. And here's what tells you everything. SVG went to America and made NASCAR road courses look easy, won at Chicago on debut. First driver in something like 60 years to win in his first Cup start. Went on a road course tear that had grown men calling it SVG fatigue because nobody could touch him. Sonoma, the Glen, the Roval, he made the best road racers in NASCAR look ordinary. But ask that same man about Bathurst versus an American road course, and the tone changes because the mountain is a different animal. It punishes the tiniest mistake with a concrete wall. It demands you know it every crest, every blind apex at McPhillamy, every adverse camber terror at Forest Elbow, the way you know your own front yard in the dark. If you think that's impressive, look at what it actually took. SVG didn't parachute in and master the mountain. He grew up on it. Years of laps, years of feeling that car lift and pitch and threaten to bite. That's the deposit. And that's why a Cup regular, even a brilliant one, can't just fly in and be safe there in a season. The cutting, the one they fear. Then there's the cutting. Two left-handers feeding into a savage 1-in-6 uphill grade, hemmed in by concrete with almost no room to recover from a mistake. Spin here and you're stuck blocking the track, or worse. This is the corner that exposes a heavy car's weakness in the ugliest way because now you need traction and precision on a steep climb. Out of a slow corner with the mass working against you, here's the reality. A NASCAR Cup car is a masterpiece for what it's built to do, but drop it on Mount Panorama and you're asking a heavyweight boxer to fence. The weight, the balance, the height, all the things that make it lethal on the banking become liabilities against those concrete walls. And the drivers, the best of them could learn it, but learning Bathurst isn't a weekend, it's a career. It's why the Kiwi kid is the exception, not the rule, because he paid the years the mountain demands. The machine can be trucked in overnight, the knowledge cannot. So here's what I want to know. 97 Nation, of all the current NASCAR Cup stars, which one actually has the footwork, the throttle discipline, the sheer feel to survive the cutting on the mountain? Not just survive Sonoma, the mountain. Drop your pick in the comments and defend it. And if somebody names a driver who'd stuff it into the wall at the Dipper on lap 1, tell them why. We'll see you at the top.